Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hope everything works. Ah, nice. The first thing that happens is the gods fail me, black me out. Hello! Nice to see you all here. I'm seeing at least 99 Sir Mins, Fabian, and Jock in the chat. So, good evening to all of you. Nice to see you all have joined. Somebody commented about their... Oh god. Debugging stuff left around. Somebody commented around multiple altars. Yeah, this is just like my test world. This isn't an actual playthrough. So, apparently I'm handing in 2 chorus fruits, so that's good. Hopefully the sound is all good and everything. I'm gonna... My failure to deliver has angered them. Indeed. Let's see. This is the game loop that we're looking at. I'm not going to do too much with that right at this moment. What I want to do is open up the setup thing. This is the method for setting up the scoreboards. So this currently now this has a remove and then an add. So I'm going to add in a thing here. Actually, I'm going to split these out. So we're going to do function praise remove scoreboards or something. And then we're going to make a new thing with this stuff in it. Move all the scoreboards. Because I want to be able to, the point of this is I want to be able to test how it works when you just activate the data pack in a world without, having something running yet. What did I say? Remove scoreboard score. If I can spell boards.mc function. This is the fire. Yeah, it's the segment of this. Like the very, very end of this song is used as the outro song. Alright, so with that, I should be able to do /reload in game and then /function praise : remove scoreboards. And it strips. It says X chorus fruit. Oh, because that's a tag. Interesting. Interesting. Yep. So okay, apparently I need to nuke all the things too. All right, let's go look at the setup targ. Let's just look at setup. So that runs setup scoreboards and then kills the main thing. There must be something that kills the targets, or maybe you don't have that. Maybe what's in setup targets? Yeah, okay. So maybe you shouldn't do maybe this shouldn't be remove scoreboards. Maybe it should just be reset. Yeah, let's rename this to reset, and then it's gonna do that kill command. And then we're also going to copy these kill commands and kill those. And I'm going to have to, let's see. And remove the remove scoreboards thing and just use reset. And here, I guess instead of doing that in setup, before we run this, we're going to do the complete reset thing. So function praise reset. And then set up scoreboards, and we don't need to do this here. And then we're down here. Yeah, here we go. Set up targets. Which no longer needs to kill those things. So I think that might be pretty good. So, reload in game. Function trace :reset. Okay, and that makes the action bar fade away. That does sound nice, Fabian. Like I could do without snow at the moment of uninstall. Like the point is, okay. It doesn't reset the initial state of playing. It resets you to the state you were before you started playing. The point of this is, right now I'm in the game. Right now I'm in my world, and I'm in the state where I've just started up. So actually, scoreboard objectives list. This could be interesting. So there are no objectives. Cool. We're gonna do this. There are no objectives in my world. They're basically, yeah, there were just a bunch of pigs and wolves and stuff. There are no armor stains or area effect clouds and stuff going on here. So the idea is, when I spawn in and the sacrifice data pack is active, what should happen is it should tell you like, hey, welcome to sacrifice, and give you a bunch of options and like, do you want to set a seed? Do you want to start the game? Where do you want to put the altar? That kind of stuff. Tell you the context. So this is actually this is going to be the initial state. Like, the initial state is nothing exists. Obviously we'll need some way of tracking that, but that should be okay. But basically, let's go back to looking at this. This is the loop. And this runs every tick. And so one of the things I've seen when people have played is some people have had performance issues. My guess is it's the game, not the data pack. The only time it should do any kind of big work is when you get a new request. But you never know, so I'm gonna be even careful about. So it's gonna run this every tick, like the full thing. So I actually think what we're gonna do is I'm gonna cut all of that. So the loop is now blank. And I'm gonna make a new file with all of this stuff in it. And I'm gonna call that game loop. Sorry about that. Just headbutt the microphone a little bit. So this is now game loop. And what the loop is going to do is this. Figure out if the game is running or not. Am I going to do a trial run today? Maybe. Depends on how far we get. So basically, I think if you look at not set up targets, well, I guess there's the main thing. Tag equals main. Yeah, so we summon a main or area effect cloud thing. And if that doesn't exist, then we can probably safely assume that the thing is not running. So that's... I don't know if that's the best thing, but we can go on that for now. So execute if entity... Whoops. Okay, that went wrong. E type equals Minecraft area effect cloud. Tag equals main. Mian. Mina. I am so good at typing today. If it does exist, then run function trace game loop. So now, basically I've done absolutely nothing. Also, hello frog. I just answered your question without saying hello. So basically we're gonna do another thing, and I guess we can call this setup loop. And that's what we're gonna be doing now. So basically, the game is not running. You've just joined in, you've just like started the world, added the data pack, and you want to play Sacrifice. All the stuff in setup loop, or the things that should happen until you choose to start, which it should keep the game in a state so that it doesn't isn't affected by this. Oh, I don't need that here. So setup loop.mc. Fabian initiates the bedroom. There must have been at least one. There must have been at least one stream before this month. Is that supposed to be like a party thing? That is a pretty sad one, yeah. All right, so do daylight. Wow. Keep the game stalled until starting is basically what I'm trying to do here. So we're gonna do the game rule for do daylight cycle to false. We're gonna do time set noon, I guess, just to keep it light. A few more game rules actually. That's not what I wanted. I wanted this row. Do mob spawn. Is it do mob spawn or do mob spawning? Spawning. Alright, so we don't start spawning mobs and stuff. We don't advance time. We should not be advancing the weather. Do weather cycle. So these are like some just basics, and that's a problem right now. Because maybe you go like start up the game and you look around for a suitable place for your altar and stuff, and then like when you're ready to start, it's been like 4 days and you have insomnia on your characters. You start getting like phantoms right away and stuff. It's yeah. So that's not good. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna find out if we should be displaying a menu or not. I don't think I have a load function for this. So I'm gonna do, I guess I'm just gonna have to add a scoreboard. Probably one of the ones that we have. Yeah, about phantoms, I think I'm just gonna keep them in. See you, Jack. Enjoy your dinner. So, set up scoreboards. We have a bunch of stuff done here. I think we have some form of like sacrifice IDs and stuff, the math registry. I don't really have any, I guess. I don't want to use info. Target values, stats. What do I put in stats? Do I even use stats? What? Maybe I'll just add a new one. Sacrifice status. Dummy. Sacrifice status. I guess. So now we know that we have that. That does look slightly different. The one is smaller. It's not just its color though. Yeah, the font is different and the color is different. All right, so Sacrifice or Project Sacrifice. We're gonna have to come up with a new name. I don't think Project Sacrifice fits it as a release, but what it is a data pack that adds a challenge to Minecraft. And basically, what it is every day you are the gods chosen. So if I look at my inventory, I have a circlet of the gods, and it has some lore text depending on how well you've done. This one obviously I haven't done too well, but basically it will say you have been chosen, blah blah whatever. And every day the gods will send you on a quest from this altar to basically go, hey, bring us a shrubbery or whatever. And you're supposed to bring it back here and throw it down on the altar as an offering. And then the challenge for the day is done, and you can go about your merry business. And if you fail, the gods get angry with their chosen and take away 2 hearts of max health. And over time, these challenges increase. So that's what the minigame, or I guess challenge pack, is about. Basically, the whole thing kind of works as a base state. It works in single player or co-op mode currently, but it's kind of janky, and you have to set it up with a function and stuff. So what I want to do is kind of package it so that it's easily applied to any world. That's basically where we are right now. I'm gonna do this, I think. Scoreboard players add sacrifice status. What am I actually at? A sacrifice status 1. So you're gonna take up people's status by 1, and then we're gonna do execute at S at A. Run scoreboard players operation. I don't need to do that actually. I can just do this. You're gonna need one more thing. The spiders slither in the backdrop. So, okay. 20 ticks is 1 second. So this is 10 seconds. So what I'm thinking about, like, if we have a message or a control panel or something, we want it to repeat every so often, probably every minute. Does that make sense? I think it does. So we'll put a minute here. And then we're going to do operation at a sacrifice status, and we're going to do this. $max sacrifice status. So now you have a counter that counts up from 0, I guess from 1 to 1,200, and then it's going to reset back to 0. And then we can display a message off of that. And that's going to be the thing. So execute as a scores equal sacrifice status equals. Do I want 1? Probably not 1. Probably maybe 100. That's 5 seconds. So 5 seconds after you log in the first time, this is gonna run. So run function praise : menu, I guess. And this is gonna show a menu to players, basically. And then one more thing is we're gonna do not title a action bar. And this is a raw text thing. So basically, select the alter. What should I even put something? Use the chat menu to start the game, except correctly spelled. So that didn't work. Incorrect argument for command position 11. Objectives. Use the chat menu to start the game. That's okay, cool. Does anybody know how many lines of text you can see? Before it scrolls off, I mean. Do I need to be quicker for that? Setting dependent? So I guess I could just like spam a bunch of lines to clear out the screen and then play the message, I suppose. Anyway, this praise menu function is the thing that we need. Menu.mc function. This is gonna do startup menu. So this is gonna do a bunch of tell Ross to basically add S. The idea here is let's just do this for now. Just to sort of verify that it does what it should. Set display sidebar sacrifice status. Cool. Oh, the idea is that I actually type text into those later. At least some of them. But you're right, yeah, I should do that. I probably do need to spam a bunch of empty lines. Or we just ignore that. So now that it hits 100, it should pop up. It does, okay. Cool. Alright, so that, okay, on my settings, it looks like we have about 8 lines that actually do show up. But, so probably we should oops. Let me bring you back here. You can still do that in one command. Yeah, that's true, but it's... I guess. I don't know if I see any good benefit of it, though. Like, even if I can do the one command, then it becomes such a mess to, like, see. Maybe it's slightly better. I don't know. Probably optimizes the networking a little bit or something. Alright, so... God, my typing today. Welcome to Project Sacrifice. Which we'll replace with something. So, I'll take that, by the way, if you have any suggestions for what this thing should actually be called when it's all said and done. Go ahead and tell me. We should do this in a fancy style. So, text, welcome to Project Sacrifice. We'll probably set the color to something, maybe gold. blank line, and then let's start. So basically what we want here is some form of game settings and then a bunch of things that you can choose. One of them is start game. And it's going to be like this. One of them is set seed, which is probably going to like display the current seed. And then maybe that's it. Maybe probably actually like help or game rules or something. Okay, I'm going to just change seed, and here it's going to be like the current seed. So this kind of tells us that up front we need to generate the initial seed, like the default seed. The gods do not have a name. I've tried to keep it kind of neutral. They're just called the gods. Yeah, you got it, Fabian. I don't know if you typed that after or before I said that. I'm assuming you typed it before I said that. Maybe actually we might want to switch these around like that. Alright, so I'm going to do reload. And we're just going to see how that looks in game. And then we need to format these and make them clickable on one. Yeah, that's good since you can have like 65,000 different seeds. Alright, now it looks like this. In 5 seconds. Yeah, I mean, if we format the links a little nicely, I think they can work. I probably want to throw in some blurb about, like, that I made it, but yeah. That's fine. So game rules we can worry about later. It's basically just a big... Oh, maybe we should do that first, because it's just a simple thing. Let's do that first, actually. Okay, so we need to switch this to text. So, text. But with quotes. How do we format a button? Probably do something like this. Probably, so this is gonna get a little messy, but that's fine. I also know, like, lots of people, like, most people don't speak Telraw, which is probably a more sane way to do things, but I do, and I like doing them by hand. So we're gonna separate out the brackets and stuff. Hey, well, I guess we can do that. But then I'm gonna do this. Yeah, so I think the confusion is that I'm working on a welcome message rather than that was a welcome message for you. Alright, so we're gonna buy sliced lime. Color obviously needs to be green. So maybe we just use green as kind of link text, and then this should have an action, click action and stuff. Hey, Swinksy. Reload. That was odd. Yeah, that didn't work. Something went wrong there. I probably just like stopped typing something in the middle of something. Oh. All right. I'm not currently a broken bot. What? Oh. A broken bot repeating a welcome message? Yeah, I see. Took me a while. Okay, we need more of these. The only problem with this is if you're like on a multiplayer server, it's gonna blank your chat, but I guess we're just accepting that. What do we want to do with these brackets? You just color the brackets green or the entire thing? Green. I'm just gonna do that first. Oop. This is the best chat. This is gonna be my new thing there. Just welcome message. No, that doesn't work at all. That really looks weird. I kind of want to highlight on these, but the text really needs to be the green part. Yeah. But now it's like, that's just the same color. What's the, is it bold? No. How do you make it bold? Please, Google. Yeah, it's bold. That's a Boolean. Bold. True. Maybe we try just making these gold instead. I don't know. Hey Sam. Doing good. How are you? I don't know. Maybe. I'll do this for now. I'll do this, and then we'll figure out how to make it very nice and shiny later. But just to at least have something that works, we'll do this. Need one of these. Welcome message section 2. Yeah. Welcome to my chat, $user. Actually, just probably easier to just do this. Copy the entire thing and go start game. There's a missing thing. There's a missing color green somewhere in these massive lines. color colon I just literally spoke about that a minute ago, Joshua. I am a weird person and I like being in control of what I make, which means I prefer doing Telros. I think mostly because it's partly because like those generate really terrible raw text, and partly it's because if I need to fix something in it, I don't need to go back and like regenerate the entire thing because I know how it works. I can fix it. All right, so with that done, we need to make game rules clickable, I suppose. And I guess we can just start with making sliced lime clickable. Because why not? That is a click event, which is an object. I can't remember the strongly opposed to code generators. I changed my mind. Depends, I would say. I am not at all opposed to code generators in the general, but like for this stuff, I like code generators. Open URL it is. So action is open URL. Value is spammy link to my YouTube channel. So actually run the new menu thing. Yeah. All right. So now we're going to do the same thing for we're going to need another scoreboard actually. So we're going to switch back to setup loop, and I'm just going to add that in here. Sacrifice menu, I guess. Menu actions. Thank you, Galaxy. Alright, so what we need to do here... Dang, this is a part of 113 that I actually do not know by heart. So, scoreboard players... It's still called scoreboard players enable. And this objective here. Okay. So, scoreboard players enable. What the heck is it doing? Like every time I press space, it's reformatting something. That's really why. I don't know if you can see that. Enable at A to control these scoreboard menu objective, and I did a boo-boo here. This needs to be a trigger objective, not a dummy objective. So let's reload that, see if it broke, because I have a feeling I broke something now. I did not, which is surprising, but okay. So we game rules. This part needs an actual thing. So this needs a click event, which is going to be an object and has an action, which which is a run underscore command comment. And the value for that is going to be /trigger sacrifice menu. I think you can do that now. I don't think you need... I think this will essentially shortcut to /trigger sacrifice menu set 1 or something like that, but it should just work. Trademark. Which it won't, but it should. Oh. So if I now do, well, actually, scoreboard objectives, set display sidebar, what the heck, the other one, and do trigger, actually, let's just click the link. Game rules. Hey Theo, doing good, thank you. How are you? Is there a double space in the text? Oops. It's not called scoreboard menu, it's called sacrifice. Whoopsie. Alright, so now, if we run the menu again and click game rules, then we trigger. Yeah, okay. Perfect, perfect. Okay, so now we have that, and then we can test for that. And that needs to not be in here. That needs to be out in the setup loop. Because this just runs once per minute. We need this to be something that runs every tick. So basically out here in the setup loop, we're gonna do something here. So execute as a scores equals the sacrifice menu, which is something. I guess I should actually in here do set 1 because I'm going to reuse the same scoreboard. So set 1. 1 is print the rules. Run. Oh, that was an interesting interesting menu switch. Okay. Function praise rules, I guess. This is Notepad++. Roles.mc function. Send rules blurb to s. So this is basically gonna be if I copy a bunch of the, whoops. We could redo that and then in project sacrifice, you have been chosen by the gods. End of sentence. Okay. Apparently this had a bunch of lyrics in it. Alright. Every day I will require a sacrifice to be made. This is just me, or this music very much louder than before? I'm just gonna switch to something. Hold up. Maybe we'll just do crinkles. It's a little more chill. I'm basically just gonna blurb something out here for now. I'm gonna rewrite this to be some nice copy later, not this. Sacrifice items by throwing them on the altar. basically just putting out like the main points of the game. Failure to sacrifice items before the next dawn will lower your maximum health by 2 hearts. And the game, I guess the items requested will increase in difficulty as time goes on, I suppose. This is a hardcore challenge. And so when you die and your score is calculated from the time you stayed alive, I suppose. Like I said, I'm gonna rewrite this stuff. I just want something here. Actually, we need one more very crucial thing. Holy smokes. Yeah, that's gonna spam. Score board players reset at S. Sacrifice menu. Whoops. So to answer that, I can't run anything that isn't that is copyright protected. It's one of the big like annoyances I have with Twitch, I guess. Is that like nearly every channel runs copyrighted music and Twitch does basically nothing against it other than like mute the VODs and whatever. So basically it's become this like required thing to run copyrighted music, and if you don't, you're like at a competitive disadvantage, which really sucks. Alright, so here's how it looks now. I have game rules, I click that. It pops up. Wow, you're being spammy today, Nightbot. I don't know what to do about that. It's hard to get those settings to be done correct. Alright, so now we have that. I guess we can just quickly do the start. Still better than with YouTube where everything gets striked. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, they're extreme in 2 different ways. I just wish it wasn't like allowed to blatantly just have Spotify and allow like song requests and whatever. Twitch is noticeably smaller scale and very preferential to their partners. So like some people just get away with whatever. Anyway, click event for the start game thing. That event has an action which is run command, and it has a value which is /trigger sacrifice menu set 2. And now I realize I messed up the setup loop. Not quite sure why you want to do that, Mince. Like it's a specific thing or what? This needs to be exactly 1, not more. And then this should need setup. This is 2. I feel a little bit like this text kind of doesn't accurately describe what you're doing. Start game here, maybe? Because basically what it does is it starts the game at your current location. The dog's the man, the stick. Oh, that's perfect. Why do I have 0? I guess that's because it gets set to 0 when you run enable. Alright. So now now we need to place altar. Yeah, so I was thinking about it. Like, I could have a place altar thing. I mean, we could get really complicated, I suppose. And yeah, let's get really complicated. Why not? Okay. So the altar spawns when you start. There's nothing we can do about that, because if I do place the altar on a button here, you click a button and you place the altar, then you might end up with several altars. That's not what we want. The idea was you spawn the altar somewhere where you've like walked to, which could be okay. So I suppose what we need to do is we need a thing where it is basically set altar position, I guess. And then actually starting is a third option. And now is where we're gonna be a little fancy. And let's see, execute if entity e equals armor stand tag equals all not that altar run, and then we're gonna duplicate this thing. So basically, you have the same thing. You could theoretically remove the old altar, yeah, but the altar is not necessarily non-destructive to place. So let's, like, if you look here, if I placed an altar, I would remove all these flowers and stuff. So this is not an area effect cloud. This one specifically is meant to not be, and there's a reason for that. So basically, if I have an altar thing, then it's gonna say start game at altar. Otherwise, it's going to say start game here. So now we have set altar position and start game here. But if I click this, the idea is it's going to place an armor stand where I am. With the gravity invisible one, and just drop it so that we spawn, like, start wherever, like on ground preferably, and we're gonna run some effects off of that, but that's the idea. So in the setup loop, we're gonna do, this is not gonna be set up at all, it's gonna be place altar, and then this is gonna be setup, I guess, which is gonna have to change so that if we have an altar thing, it'll use that instead of the player's position. But to begin with, we're gonna implement place altar. Splice altar. That's what happens when you don't press Control when you hit save. Function. Place altar. Okay, so this is going to be pretty simple. Summon armor stand. Wherever we are at the moment, actually, we execute at S run. This thing has tags. Altar, the capital A. We're gonna need to kill anything that has that before. How about an invisible slime with glowing riding the armor stand? Could do, but effects are nicer. Displacing the altar. Yep. This also needs invisible one. And then scoreboard players set as sacrifice menu 0. I guess I should do this rather than reset it. Same here. And then in the setup loop, we're just gonna do execute. Actually, you know what? This place altar thing, if we just complicate this a little bit more, and say custom name altar and custom name visible alter position, and this needs a horrible messy thing like this. Whoops, like this rather. Okay. Let's see if that works. In the setup loop, we're gonna just execute at, I suppose, tag equals alter. Run particle. What's a funny particle? I kind of want something like sparkly, maybe like red dust, but fireworks all over the place. Maybe not. Elder Guardian giving you mining fatigue, maybe not. Sharpness one? What, you mean a slash? Totem of Undying? Maybe we just do... What's the Nautilus one? What are these? Let's see, speed 1. Oh, what? It kind of drops? Yeah, it does. It drops. That's interesting. It's not the kind of altar summoning. Oh, Endrad is a good one. Thank you. Wait, did I? Okay, no. I think that's okay. It's kind of a placeholder that shows you where the altar will be. Endrad. That's probably a pretty good thing. So what happens if we run? What happens if we run that with a little speed? Oh god. That could work. It's kind of not an outline, it's mostly like a positional marker. I don't even, at this point, like since there's down the line supposed to be more than one altar, I don't know how the altar will look at this point. So, particle Minecraft :end rod. Basically at that position, probably a little bit up. Stuff I'm doing. Minecraft is at most a mini game platform. I've had that discussion with a bunch of people before. Like, to me, as somebody who's worked with game engines and stuff, like the people who claim that Minecraft is a game engine are insane. It's just so obviously it's not. Anyway, let's go into the game. Let's try that out. We need the menu again. There. Now, if I do set altar position, that ain't all that bad, actually. I'm kind of surprised at how good that was. Minigames are applications, but not all applications are minigames. Right? You're still playing Minecraft? I'm not, like... If you look at some people who are doing, like, 2D frameworks and stuff inside of Minecraft, it kind of almost isn't... I guess, I mean, that's broader and also narrower in some manner. Like, it's Turing complete, sure, you can do anything. But you cannot, in a usable manner, do anything. Like... Alright, so... Why... Okay, there we go. I should probably refresh the menu after. Web pages with JavaScript are applications, but not all apps are web pages with JavaScript. That is also debatable. Start game at altar, set game altar position. So if I set it, it moves here instead. Alright, yeah, we should definitely re-trigger the menu after this. Alright, so place altar ends with function praise : menu. Alright, so that now we're pretty close to having a functional menu. I like that we put altar in there, actually. And that is actually pretty fancy. Alright, so I'm also going to change this from being menu, from being game settings to being game options. Sounds better, I think, because it's not like you're not changing a setting when you're starting the game. So basically, now all we need is the loop runs the setup function, but the setup function currently doesn't take the altar thing into account. And it also doesn't, like, it needs to run a whole bunch of game rules to counteract the things that we have now. Not game loop. Setup loop. Here, where we, like, do all of this stuff, like, needs to be counteracted by this. So basically, we set the daylight cycle to true, we set the weather cycle to true, we set the mob spawning to true, we set this time to 0, and we start over. Oh, actually, we have a time set already, so let's never mind that. I mean, I guess it's not so much of what you think about which field. It's more of a question of how you view an application. I can, in theory, it's a platform, sure. in all practice, like in practicalities, it isn't, because like it's restrict you so heavily. I mean, I guess it's mostly about like it being a game engine or an app platform. It's kind of like what do you mean by that? Well, it's not practical to make any game or application with it. I guess to me the differentiator is it's just not practical to make most things with it. I don't agree with that either. Like, he emulated the Atari in it, but it's running at super slow. Like, I wrote this game contains a custom random number generator, but it's like it's running like 60,000 commands to make a thing. It's not. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. I need to do the. So in here, set world. All these things need to run. Let's see. Basically, if I do this, execute as a tag equals main at s run. Well, you know, by that argument, you could say that somebody who cannot run is a marathon runner. You know. Random number functions are like 20-30 commands, but not seedable. Like, not if you. Yeah, they're mods. Alright, so what we need is basically this. This execute command right here that summons an area effect cloud needs to run in different locations depending on whether I have an alter thing or not. So I basically need this. Execute if entity e tag equals alter. Then we do this whole thing. Then we execute at that thing. Otherwise, so if we don't have that, then we're just not going to do that. And then we're just going to align XYZ and stuff. All that stuff. And then we end up with the altar wherever you were standing. But there's also... Maybe I don't do that. But I should. Okay, so what we should do down here, I suppose, when we're done with this whole thing, and is execute at e tag equals main run teleport a I guess I could just teleport everybody to this. I think I need to do that. Alright. I guess we'll... Yeah, because I can easily reset this so we can try this. Holy smokes, that's a lot of spam. The log gets super spammed because of all this chat output. Not much you can do about that though. So, let's run the menu function. The altar is way over there now, so that's where the whole thing should start if I do start game at altar. That's Yeah, that's... Okay, and we need to kill the altar, of course. Down to day 1, they want 4 feathers. Okay, that's so that all worked, except I got hurt. So probably give all players. It's not protection, is it? What's the effect called that gives you... Oh, toughness. Like a super... Oops. Super high toughness value. Effect give... tough... What? No, it's not. It's resistance. Which all of the chat has told me by now, but I haven't read it. GG me. 1 second, 10 amplifier on that too, I guess. But this one needs an actual hide because the other ones go away, but that's fine. Let's do that. Toughness never existed. GG. Alright, so and then kill e tag equals altar. So yeah, there are a bunch of things I want to do later to like polish this up. Like I want something that can show the altar at a distance, but I'm not going to worry about that now. So reload and /function praise reset, was it? Yeah. Oh, because I have the action still set because I never reset that. So probably scoreboard players set as sacrifice menu 0. Arm or toughness? Yeah, I don't know. Just let's just call it a brain fart. That's it. And there, reset the time. Game mode creative, and now if I do it again, reset, it's fine. Actually, you know what? We should go further. We should objectives remove the entire thing. Remove the sacrifice menu, remove the sacrifice setup. Alright, okay, so what we need to do now is like one thing left, and that's this change seed. Which means that we need to move some things around, because the seed currently gets set when you start the game. So... I might be under setup scoreboards. Setup scoreboards says that... Yeah, okay, here we go. So, we need the registry. And then we run random seed. So, we're probably going to need to add the registry as a in the setup loop, which is fine. You mop up. I'm not gonna try that. Thank you very much, Life of Chrome, for that Twitch Prime sub. I would have thought that that was not your first. Showed up as your first, but like I thought you were like 3 months or something now. Oh, there you go. What? Right. Okay. I did. I don't know why that came up. There's, yeah. I think maybe maybe the Streamlabs thing is out of date. Okay. So, basically, this ensure that there's a seed thing basically needs to happen up front. So I'm going to copy that. I guess we can put that in the setup loop. So here, basically, we have ensured that there's a seed. Now we're going to have to be a little careful here, but we can figure it out. So, show menus down here. Set up score boards. So basically, this is kind of fine. If your score is 0, then we run the random seed thing. That should just work. Never mind. And then one thing more we need to change is the menu to actually display the seed. And the seed is, if I just reload now, it should just happen. So scoreboard objective set display sidebar registry, which has a $RNG thing, and we had not gotten a random seed. Why? Okay. What does a random seed do? Oh, it needs the calc scoreboard. Why am I not using... Okay, let's just change this to use... Oh, okay, I see why. I see why. So let's just... I'm just gonna do set up scoreboards here somewhere. Here, we're gonna take this calculation scoreboard and move it into the setup loop too. Because why not? Alright. Hopefully, that's the only thing we needed. Random seed, calc. No, we're using the constant scoreboard. God dang it. We're only using the value 2 on it. Alright, I'm gonna cheat this. I'm just gonna replace the constant scoreboard with the calc scoreboard. Cannot be arsed. Wait, I'm not killing these. No, okay, because they have the duration of 2, so they'll get killed. Okay, so if I reload, I got a random seed. Perfect. So now we can, in the menu, we can just show that random seed instead of the value I put in there somewhere. It's really hard to read this thing. Seed, here's the seed. Okay. Well, this is my own playlist, yeah. Alright, so we're gonna put in here an extra thing, which is a list of another thing, which is a score, which is the objective. What am I? Okay, hold up. There. The objective is registry. This name, isn't it? Name is $RNG. That should show the right thing. It does. Now all we need to do is we need to add a clickable thing to set the seed. So that's an interesting one. There's one more thing actually, but let's do that first. So that's basically after here. it's going to be click event, which is an object that has an action, which is, and this will be an interesting one. This is not going to be run command. This is going to be whatever it's called, suggest command. So I don't think there's any way that we can do this other than with suggest command. Like there's no non-clickable thing that ends up with a suggestion in the user's chat bar. So basically we're gonna have to tell the user you should be typing, oh dang, crap, that's not gonna work because you might not be, you know, in creative mode. So we're gonna need another trigger scoreboard here. Okay, so we're gonna go back to setup loop and add yet. I didn't want so many things, and now I have like a million scoreboard. But okay. Sacrifice. I guess we can just call this seed, and it'll read kind of nicely. Seed trigger. So then we need to enable everybody seed. Oh god, where was I? Trigger seed set, and then so what annoys me a little bit here is we can bring up a command that is like blank values, like trigger seed set, and then hope that people understand that they need to type a value after that. Or we could do something like type seed here. But then it's going to be annoying because you have to like backspace all of this first. I cannot insert the current seed, because the current seed is a value in a scoreboard, and this is... No, I can't insert that. I mean, I guess we could just do one, but that also doesn't look like... I think I'm going to leave it blank and just hope that people understand. I can't select anything, I don't think. Insertion. No, I think we'll go with this. I seem to remember you could select the suggested text. I don't know. I don't think so. But I think it might have been possible in the previous version too. You never know. But anyway, what we need to do too is we need to... Wait, what value? There. Thank you. This is such a wall of text now. In the setup loop, we need to trigger off of this. So execute if or actually as, I guess, at a scores equals seed equals 1 or more. Run scoreboard players operation $RNG seed. Actually, no. I'm just gonna do this. function praise set seed. So we can, we can do a bunch of stuff. So this thing is going to go into here instead. Set seed dot mc function. The seed is going to become s seed. Scoreboard players set s seed 0 and function praise menu. Praise the menu. The only other option is insertion, which works with shift clicking. Right. Yeah. Yeah, but that's... yeah, okay. That makes sense. Let's see. See where we are now. Did I save the other file? Yeah, I appear to have done. Okay, so now... the menu looks like this. I can change seed. And then I get this, and if I set the seed to 1, nothing happens. Perfect. Seed. Oh, because I put it in the wrong scoreboard. That makes sense. Okay. All right. It showed value right above the command. That's true, right? That's freaking perfect. Okay. That's actually amazing. So one... yeah, I mean that... oops. That's actually it, isn't it? I guess one more thing that we should do in this rule displaying thing is we should also set your... this is going to be a little bit hacky, but set your sacrifice status to 101. And I know that, like, because this menu is displayed at time 100, setup loop. So yeah, when your score is exactly 100, then we display the menu. So basically, when you click this game rules, you get as much time as possible to read it before it gets cleared out by your thing. So if I do game rules now, I get a bunch of time to read the stuff, which will be easier after I've formatted it to not be horrible, but I can do that off stream. Cool. Alright, so we're pretty much done on that part, I think. Like, the game now should be in the state where it kind of works. Like, from start to finish. So I think what I'm going to do before we do anything else is I'm going to push that up to GitHub. Just to have that there before we start messing with stuff again. Oops, what did I just do? That's fine. That. Setup menu. Good. Off you go. Huh. Nice. I don't know if that's Ahmad or Ahmad or whichever the pronunciation of your name is, but thank you. Alright, so the next thing that I wanted to do today is to look at items and balance items. So the current item set, let's look at this because this is a mess, but actually there's more to be done here that's a little interesting. But yeah, so nice one, Fabian. Nice one. So there's a bunch of target setups here. So coal block, iron ingot, leather, feather. Those are basically the very simplest things. So those are considered super simple, I guess. We could add a bunch of, like, the only thing that's really dependent on anything in there is feathers. Well, leather, I guess, too. So if you have leather, then why wouldn't you just have, like, pork? Sure, I can explain this. So Project Sacrifice is I actually should really add a exclamation point sacrifice command. It's a challenge mode for Minecraft where every day you have this, like, well, now there are many because I'm testing, but there will be one altar like this, and you have been chosen by the gods to deliver them certain items for sacrifice every day. So the dawn of every day they will request an item from you. Actually, we can start the game and you can see it. So. Because why not? So let's try it out. Let's drop the altar here. Perfect. So the altar start the game, and that didn't work. All right. Yeah, everything failed because of course it did. Just because I said that we're like finished. Yeah. Did I mess up my setup scoreboards? Why didn't that work? It teleported me to the right location, but no altar spawned, and the game kind of didn't start. Add seed of 1. What happened? I didn't get any errors in the log or anything, so I got all the objectives. That's very broken. What the heck? Alright, so I triggered sacrifice menu to 3. And in the setup loop, that meant that this ran. So praise setup ran as me, but not necessarily at me, which is a bit of a problem, but that shouldn't matter. We didn't set the seed. Alright, so praise setup. This is really freaking weird. We did have an altar entity. So it should have run this. At that point, it should align XYZ. And then summon an area effect cloud with these tags, the name, the duration. It should all be fine. And then run the... So we never got the main thing, right? Ooh, I might know what happened. Alright, so the next tick... aha, look at this. No, maybe not. So in the game loop, if so... I had some reset thing somewhere. Where's the call to reset? It's here. It's at the very start of reset. We kill the main thing and the targets and the plurals. What happens if I just run? Function praise setup. Right here. Yeah, so completely broke. Also, I should set myself to be looking towards minus 90. Execute at this, run teleport A to here, but towards minus 90. So here we kill the altar at the very end of setup, and then we remove these subjectives. I mean, so it looks very much, but it teleports me here, though. Yeah, there is a main cloud. Why doesn't it run altar? Did that change? Because that's not how it used to be. Minus 90. Well, that sucks. That would generate an error in the log? Yeah, because it's a parse error. But I didn't reload after that, so that's... Okay, function... that was a change in the command upgrade to the new format. The old format could definitely handle one. Praise reset, I suppose. And now we should not have any... Now we don't have any main thing. Alright, so we got a seed. Set the altar position to here, I guess. And then start the game at the altar. Now it worked. I'm not even pretend to see why, but let's see if it works fully at the first day. 4 coal blocks. Okay. So I don't know. I have no idea. But now it works. I guess maybe I just didn't reload or something. Anyway, now we get teleported to looking the correct direction, so why not? I'm just gonna get this up on GitHub. Pretty certain one rotation didn't work in the old parser? Maybe because the seed was 1? I mean, it really at that point shouldn't matter what the seed is. Should try, I guess. I mean, reset. Menu. Change the seed to 1. Set the altar position to like here or whatever. See ya, Emmett. Thanks for dropping by. And then start. It works. But I don't know. I just plain simple don't know. Alright, so now we're gonna test another thing then. 4 coal blocks. Alright. Cool. Function price reset. I suppose set the altar position. Oh, okay. I have to wait for that to trigger. Why is the menu not popping up? Okay. Well, that was odd. Alright, well, anyway, set this seed to 1 again, set the altar to here, because I like my altars, and start the game there. Four coal blocks. Okay, cool. So I just wanted to like double check that if you set a seed, you actually get the same thing. All right. So now we're now I'm gonna try again. Now we're gonna try to. Let me find my setup target thing. Setup targets. So iron ingot, coal block, leather, and feather. Those are considered the very simplest thing that you can fetch, and they are considered basically of a value that makes you get 4 of them on the first day. Question is there anything else that we should add that is kind of roughly the same difficulty level? Like, the only thing I can think of is maybe clay? Or, like, bricks or terracotta or something like that? But on the other hand, those are not, like, terribly interesting to fetch. Creative, paper. I mean, paper to me seems even simpler. Sugarcane, as it's a challenge to seek that right away. Okay, well, you're able to enter 1 on Bedrock, I suppose. Because I made that. Yeah, I mean, sugarcane, like paper, finding 9 pieces of coal, finding 4 pieces of iron and 8 like furnace stuff. I would consider getting 3 sugarcane easier. Strip log, maybe. So you have to get a log. Well, essentially, you have to get an axe and find a tree, right? That's That's literally it, right? If I get a wooden axe and I just go to a tree, yeah, then I can just strip it. Okay, so that's not very difficult either. A bunch of the other things you could get, like mushrooms or flowers or things, are like a little too biome specific for me. Snowballs, I think, are already in there, but slightly difficult, more difficult. Or snow blocks might be the thing. I think... Oh, all of the logs. That's... I don't support... more than one type of item. There's a cookie, yeah. But it's way later. Like, we're talking about the thing that somebody's gonna have to find basically the first day. Difficulty and mass difficulty? Yeah. Yeah, I've thought about it. I kind of would like to do something like that. But I don't quite know how. Colored wool. Yeah, maybe. So you could have like red wool, and then you need to get like wool and then something red to dye it. Brick blocks. I feel like brick blocks are the most, the closest to what the level of difficulty from like coal and stuff. And it does force you to like run. I think maybe we'll add brick blocks. I think that might be a reasonable thing to have. Alright, so custom name is brick block. Oh, block. And it's the same difficulty. It's a brick block. Yeah. And the plural is brick blocks. It's a bit harder than coal because coal is abundant in all biomes, clay only in some. Yeah, but we're talking coal blocks, so you have to gather a whole bunch of those. Whereas you would have one... Well, I guess you'd have to gather 4 clay, but once you find them... Brick blocks? Yeah, okay. No, that's correct. Yeah, people kept nagging about, like, plurals and indefinite articles and stuff. What the hell, Fabian? That's really weird. So... magma blocks, you need to find an underwater room. You're right, those are more common now. That would assume that you have an ocean though. Like one of the runs that have been done this far was a guy who started out I've watched several hours. I don't know exactly how long of that, but he still has not found an ocean. So in that case, you'd just be screwed. Or you'd have to try to make it to the Nether on your first day. Like, that's I don't want. And some others like, actually, like, oh, do I don't have, okay. Oh, I don't want to, I guess recipe give this. Let's get a little bit. There are the stews and stuff. Kelp blocks are a little bit of the same problem. So you have to find an actual ocean for it. Actually, a broken quill might be an interesting one, but it's a little later, and we already have feathers, and we already have bookshelves later, so I don't know about that. I think we'll leave that like the lowest target level like that. Then we have things that are essentially considered twice as hard. So if you... Black wool. So you could get that from black sheep, or you could get it from dying sheep, which would need to find squids for, which is fair, I guess. I think, like, so basically the things that require finding a type of mob in this require you to only find that type of mob. But if you do black wool here, it would require you to find two types of mobs, potentially, or rare mobs. So I would actually, black wool is kind of nice, but I'm thinking I'm going to put that on the higher level here. So where we have rotten flesh, bone, like the enemy drops. I'm gonna put black wool. I guess that's gonna have to be black wool block, because otherwise it's like bring me 3 black wools. That doesn't make sense. A black wool block. How am I doing this? Coal block, black wool block. Yeah, I'll just call it black wool. Alright, next level up is 5, so this is essentially 5 times as hard to get as the first things, and about 2.5 times as hard as the second things. Lava bucket, leave. This makes no sense. Like, I don't even know why I have leaves in this. The leaves are by definition easier to get than iron ingots. Maybe we'll throw them in here just for... wool doesn't sound right either way. A black wool block. Bring me a black wool. Yeah, that sounds kind of terrible, but a black wool block does. So, leaf. Where are leaves? Leaf plural. Item ID. Wait, yeah. Okay, back a second here. What did I do? You need shears to get leaves. So, basically, well, it's a question of quantity, and that's why the thing is. So, it's the first level thing. Is you're gonna get four iron ingots or 4 leaves. One essentially means you need to find 4 pieces of iron and you need to hand them all in. The other means you need to find 2 pieces of iron and you need to craft a shear with them that you can then keep, but then hand in 4 worthless leaf blocks that you can get from basically everywhere. So that's why I'm saying they're easier. Leaf. Okay, so we need... I think I messed this up actually. Yeah, I have. So... this is what we need. all of that junk goes in here. This T5 gets changed to T1. So I'm going to say that leaves stay in where they are, or stay in as they are, but we just switch them to be the simplest thing in the game. Okay, let's go with that. And then the 5 things that are left, the level 5 things, are lava bucket, pumpkin pie, and gold ingot. I'm thinking maybe a trident. The problem with that is you might end up with more of these, so you might end up like hand in 8 tridents. There's also the buckets of common fish. Like, but the problem with that is, if you just have rivers, what the? Okay, if you just have rivers, you pretty much only get salmon, right? But if you have ocean, you'll likely get other types. Not necessarily. If you have ocean, you can probably find salmon. So maybe a bucket of salmon. Although now there are like none. Rivers have cod. I guess what we could do is just bucket of fish. Tridents are pretty bad, yeah, that's true. Like, you have to find one that spawns with it, and then it has to drop. But lava buckets here, and I would say bucket of fish is probably in about the same ballpark. So we could just make a fish bucket. Bucket of fish. A bucket of fish, and god dang. It needs a unique plural, because it's how the heck do I do that? It's like this. Where did it go? Fish buckets here. Alright. So item ID 2 is taken. Item ID 5 is apparently taken. I think I removed some, but 3. Item ID 3 does not exist, so we can take that. Okay. Whoa, I messed that up. So item ID 3 is fish buckets. I guess it's just fish bucket plural. Which is going to be this, and it's not the same plural. Or what? I guess that needs to be there. And that is buckets of fish. Yeah, okay. So that matches it up like this. Oh, yeah, okay. That's why. It's not like the plural isn't of fish. The plural is of buckets in this case. That's why it gets messed up. Pumpkin pie gold ingot. Seems kind of okay. Is there anything else in that general kind of difficulty level? So what are the new things? I mean, coral would suck. Because you can't reliably find them. Sea pickles are ocean only. I guess there are some stuff that are like scutes. Perfect. Scutes are kind of a challenge because they're a little. You have to like get breeding and stuff. But they are still, reasonable. Are they about the level of a pumpkin pie or a gold ingot? They might be. What do you need to do? You need to breed the turtles, which means that you need to feed them. What? Can't remember. Is it seeds or? Turtle eggs are worse, because then you need silk touch. Oh, seagrass. They basically, okay, so you basically have to find an ocean for this one. I guess I'm kind of okay with that, but we'll have to put it later. So, the next section is bookshelves, quartz blocks, redstone blocks. So we're talking full blocks of redstone. They're about 10 times. Seagrass grows everywhere, yeah, but turtles don't. Turtles do not spawn on rivers, do they? I think you have to have ocean. And then up from that is 15. We're talking pufferfish, glowstone blocks, lapis block. Probably about that kind of rough general area where beaches aren't hard to find. It depends on if you can find an ocean. But I think up here is probably a good place. 15, and we do scute. Spawns on beaches. Yeah, okay. I think those are only oceans. Scutes are 50 now. I think I'm pretty happy with that. Then we also have the Nautilus shells. What is the drop rate of those? It's pretty low, right? 3% drowned will spawn with them. They will always drop it. So if we put a Nautilus shell on here, you would have to find 35-ish drowned and kill one of them. So basically, you would just have to see a whole lot of drowned. Or you can fish for them, but that's terrible drop rates. Right, phantom membranes. I've had a thought about that actually. It's really kind of difficult. I don't want to do it because you would essentially end up screwed if you've slept. So none of them will spawn. So we can't really do that because they're like I don't want you to end up in a situation where you're completely helpless and can't get the thing. Alright, but Nautilus Shell and Heart of the Sea are two things. So, both of those kind of require an ocean, which I guess is like Update Aquatic adds a bunch of things that require an ocean. Not so surprised, maybe. Cobweb, Slime Balls, Ender Pearls, Golden Apples, Emeralds. I think I'm gonna move, actually. I'm gonna put the scutes down here. They're gonna be roughly 20. It seems to me like getting a scute is kind of the same kind of general difficulty as getting an Ender Pearl or Slime Ball. Yes, but you can go to bed. It will break your bed, but you can still go to bed, and this specifically because you want to avoid having to deal with phantoms. Also, the drop rate is kind of crap. but anyway, I don't want to force people to basically be helpless, essentially. Then we have 40. That's Diamonds, Blaze Rods, Anvil, and Cake. Why is Cake so high? I don't see why Cake is so high. I think this is the point where we'll put Nautilus Shell. A Nautilus Shell did it. A scute. Yeah. The scutes needs to be scute. Scutes only drop from babies after many days unless you feed them, right? You can force feed a turtle. I'm not just looking this up. Cake could be 15 or 20, maybe even lower. I don't... So if it's lower, then you... so the problem... Okay, what do you need? You need to find... The problem is twofold. You need a bucket. You need a whole boatload of stuff. So... Maybe? I don't... The weird thing is that the Cake is so much higher than a... Yeah, maybe a Cake could be lower. Yeah. We're gonna move Cake maybe to 15. Let's move Cake to 15. Okay. Eggs take a long time to hatch too. But, okay. The random ticks. How long does it take for a turtle egg to hatch? As a piece of information that I'm missing now. Growth of baby turtles can be slowly accelerated using seagrass. Each use takes 10% off the remaining time to grow up. So you can essentially spam seagrass and get them. Yeah. You put Cake in 10? No, Cake is in 15. It's 15. So the set the value after all of them spawn in, so it's in 15. Alright, let's go on from now. Yeah, scutes might... See, like, the thing is, if you're if you're like at this point, you're several days in by definition. So whatever, like, whatever you're at, there should have already been a bunch of turtles and stuff. Do they ever lay eggs by themselves? Emerald are quick, yeah. Like they are meant to be challenges. Like we're talking emeralds, or an emerald is 20 times harder to get than a block of coal. So cobweb is pretty dang. Typically taking several nights. Should I remove scutes? It would be really, really nice to have scutes, but emeralds have so many options for getting them, though. Typically taking several nights. So what I wonder is, oh, okay. So if you got them to breed a lot during the day, there's just no way you could get them. I guess so. The thing is, like, a bunch of these things do require you to prepare. But yeah, no, let's not do scutes. Like, if we did them, we'd have to put them much lower. I do like the Nautilus shell, though, and to be honest, Diamond Blaze Rod Anvil, name tag, saddle, cookie, and I think I want to put Heart of the Sea here. Because they are, like, you can systematically go and find them, basically. What did I... Nautilus shell. Heart of the sea, and this needs a custom plural thing, which unique plural. Did I think I missed that on one of the previous one. Black wool block. Where'd that thing go? Bucket of fish. Needs unique plural. Alright, and then where'd this thing go? Heart of the Sea. Tag equals Heart of the Sea. Plural. Heart of the Sea. Diamonds are so much quicker than emeralds. It's the thing that I like. Diamonds are basically from mining or from chests, like. Thank you. But emeralds are from like killing an illager, or from trading, or from mining, or from a chest. Awkward potion is 75. I'm kind of feeling like Trident could be the same level of as an awkward potion, but maybe not. Because you can't make it, you have to kill them. After 4 hours, I didn't mine a single diamond. Yeah, I get that quite often when I do that. But you can cave for them. Like, you can't specifically go for them. Mob heads, well, they are, like, they would be really, really endgame. Do we have anything else that we could put on, like, sort of the same level as an awkward potion? I don't know why obsidian and awkward potion are kind of different, though. Trident drops are insanely low. %of drowned will spawn with the trident as their natural weapon, and they have an 8.5% chance of dropping the trident, which has a random durability. So we're talking about like a little more than a 1% chance of getting it. Charge creepers are much easier with tridents, and like, the thing is, consider the fact that you will have been completely busy with other things. So it's not like you'll be able to, like... So Trident's kind of out of the question. Magma Queen, I would say, is easier than a gas tier. I mean, you have to either find a slime and a blaze, which are... Blazes are reasonable. Slimes are pretty difficult sometimes, or you have to find a lava cube thing, and those are horrible to find. Obsidian enchantment table should be maybe... obsidian cannot be the same as an enchantment table, and like an enchantment table is 4 obsidian and 2 diamonds and a book. I mean, once you get 1 obsidian... So maybe we put obsidian at 75 too. I do agree that obsidian could be much easier, like if the diamonds are way up here, right? Diamonds are 40. Well, actually kind of makes sense that... So that obsidian, like looking at think of the scaling of the numbers, because a block of obsidian is currently considered less than the difficulty of 3 diamonds, because we don't have scaling that is not linear, so it's just all scales linear. I think I might leave that at 75. I feel like awkward potions is too low, because that requires an entire setup for brewing, which, like, I've seen a bunch of people reach to like gas tiers and stuff. Blaze rod is 40, so you need 2 blaze rods. That's 80 just from that, and then you also need, yeah, the awkward potions are way too low. So maybe we'll put awkward potions up to 100. I'll just leave 75 blank for now. Enchanting table to 150. The problem is with this that once you start blasting past this, you can get multiples. Like Magma Cream. Is it really easier to get an enchantment table than to get a gas tier? Beacons are way down. I think maybe what we want to do is we want to like put more into the same categories. Nether wart block. Those probably didn't exist when... So that's actually kind of make more sense to be lower than like awkward potions and stuff. We have a blaze rod here, which does require you to find a fortress. So about roughly the same kind of difficulty, maybe for another wart block. I think that makes sense. Another wart block, that will do. At 40. You can get quartz blocks and stuff kind of early. Where's that? That's up at 10. I guess it's fine. Like, you have to enter the nether. You can do that without mining the obsidian. You can just make a portal and then get quartz, which is not, you know, it will be there next to the portal. So I don't mind that. Okay. Alright, so we're up here. Gas tears, magma cream. Then the next step up is like end stuff, which is... This is problematic, I think. But on the other hand, we're saying that an end crystal and the dragon's breath are 400 times more difficult to get than an iron ingot. Can you actually update, considering you had the version from before the stream? Wait, what? I'm not following. How do you get crystals as an item? You craft them from gas tears and what's the other thing? Right, I have ender glass and gas tier. Oh, you mean if you started playing Sacrifice on a previous version of the data pack, can you upgrade? Yes. But currently it does nothing. Because all of these things are set up front, so like we haven't actually changed anything at this point that would take effect. So like it wouldn't really upgrade for you. You could replace the data pack, but it wouldn't help you if you'd started playing. Shulker Shell, Dragon Head, Elytra, Wither Skulls, 2,000 times harder, Sponge, Nether Star, Totem of Undying. Yeah. So I mean, I've could put a trident in here, but I don't know, like, are there much more worthwhile stuff? Conduit. Yeah, but the conduit doesn't, like... Since we have both of the ingredients for the conduit in here, doesn't really make that much sense, does it? Let's see. So at this point, probably I should go back and look at all of Theo's suggestions, because they're all like at the top of the range. Mob heads. Right. I guess you could put them down here somewhere. If you put a generic mob head, you can either hand in a Wither Skull Wither Skeleton Skull, or you could hand in another one, which I guess would be kind of maybe reasonable thing. I don't know. Whatever. The only way to get her legs is to actually Silk Touch Mine it, right? Beacon and Wither Skull are redundant. Yeah, I mean, the beacon is essentially the Nether Star. What do you mean by the Wither Skull? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, makes kind of would make sense to delete the Nether Star and just keep the Wither Skull, because it's gonna be friggin' hard to get anyway. But then you end up with only the Totem of Undying at the top level, and it's like 4 times as difficult as the Wither Skull. And the Elytra. Maybe that's fair, because basically to get a Totem of Undying, you either have to have a gazillion you have to have an Elytra to fly, or you're incredibly lucky. The Nether Star does require a boss fight, but basically anybody playing this at that level to get that far will know how to cheese the Wither into the ceiling. So it's 4 times as difficult as a Wither Skull, but I mean, you would not get there. Like, I'm gonna delete that actually. What I've been thinking about actually would be record music discs. They should go somewhere, because they are kind of an interesting thing to get. Like, either find a chest or make them by setting up the specific configuration of mobs shooting each other and stuff. So that's maybe on the level 40 or something. I think that'll work. So level 40, music disc, a music disc, regular plurals thing, music disc. I'm not calling them record because the in-game thing is music disc. Okay, so that's a pretty good one. Food, I think we pretty much, like, the only thing that could be a thing, that's not even 113, so never mind. I was thinking about the mysterious stew thing, but poisonous potato. I mean, that just essentially requires you to farm a whole bunch. I might be an interesting one. How do I not have TNT in here? Because they're a bit of a cool one, because you can either craft them by having a whole bunch of, like, killing tons of creepers in a night, or you find a temple and you get a bunch of TNT. Where are gunpowder? They're like level 2, right? Yeah. Alright. Where do we put these things? So if we put the poisonous potato in, that's kind of... that's about the level of a gold ingot, I would say. That needs a unique plural, doesn't it? Alright, so poisonous potatoes at level 5. Around the same as pumpkin pie. Yeah, they get lily pads. I thought they were, but they aren't, are they? They're also kind of maybe this level. You have to go find them. I think by definition TNT should then be more more than 5 times as gunpowder, because they also require you to craft them and get sand. Horse armor I don't want to do. Swamp or fish. What's the drop rate of lily pads? Maybe search for the Minecraft thing, not just lily pads in general. They can be obtained, but that doesn't tell me anything. Sand can be found everywhere. This is true, but you have to go get it, which means you have to move to a place like that. So like it's another step. I think it's probably 15. So a little doubtful that you have to find them in swamp and wheat farm rooms of woodland mansions. Yeah, that's I don't know. 0.8 fishing a lily pad. So you're essentially saying go find a swamp. Not sure about that. I'm actually gonna say no to that one. Poisonous potato needs unique plural. What's our item IDs? They cap off at 5, right? Yep, they do. Alright, poisonous potato. Ooh. That might be too long tag name, actually. So, pea potato, plural. It's the same as getting an odorless shell during fishing, yeah, but you're not expected to get an odorless shell that way. You're expected to get them from drowned. Armor with protection greater than 4. Nope. Okay, what else? Poisonous potatoes. We're thinking lily pads, but let's not. Put music discs in. There aren't really that many like interesting items like that. There's slime balls, but not slime blocks. That's fine. Shulker shells are in there. End rods. I guess I kind of consider end rods to be the same as kind of the other end items. Hold up. So that's like end... like coarse fruits. If you can get a coarse fruit, you can also get an end rod. I guess you could just put both in there, but why not actually? just for variation. I doubt like almost anybody's gonna get this far and succeed with anything anymore. Well, let's put an end rod in here. Why not? And rod is an end rod. All right. I think we're pretty much like set here. Think slime balls are generally harder than emeralds, they should be higher. Think so? Finding slime chunks ain't easy. Well, but finding swamps is pretty easy. Maybe you're right, that guy. The cobwebs are pretty dang hard too. Finding cobwebs, finding slime balls are both kind of dependent on a little bit of luck or a lot of brute force, very quick movement. Yeah, maybe we move these up to 40. The problem isn't having too many at the same level. Maybe actually what we'll do is this. We'll move these down here and we'll introduce a 30 level. So set these cobweb and slime ball to be a little bit more difficult, but not as difficult as, say, a blaze rod. Well, getting emeralds is easy if you find a village, but this basically forces you to go find them. Snow blocks, yeah, snow blocks. Banners are easy. Rabbit hides are a little too specific, I would say. But snow blocks, did I not have snow in here? I did not. Because a snow block, right? Yeah, that's 4 snowballs. Which is about the same level as like a bookshelf or something, right? Bookshelf, quartz block, you have to go travel a fair bit, redstone block. Maybe it's easier, maybe it's like a 5. Yeah, gold ingot or a snow block. Feels about the same, right? That didn't come out right. Or pillar up in the rain. Wow, that assumes that it's raining, which you're not in control of. Packed ice. Ooh. Which version did the ice recipes get added in? Maybe blue ice for a... Needs silk touch or... Finding packed ice, right? Wait, what? Oh, come on. Okay. Yeah, you can't even get blue ice. Alright. Phantoms are undead. They've been dying in sunlight since the release. Okay, so no ice, but snow blocks go in there. Did I put them in? I didn't. Did I? Oh, okay. This is my find that didn't work. Okay. Snow blocks, pretty good. Phantom membranes. Okay, so let's see. A type item. Distance equals. Right. So from all of those phantoms that just died, not a single membrane dropped. So phantom membranes are not a thing. Totem of Undying are the hardest thing currently. Probably would have to be downgraded in 1.14, but currently are the hardest things. They are 8,000. They only drop when you kill them by hand. I don't know. I didn't get any when I killed them in my run. Like the worst problem with the Phantom Membrane is that you might not be able to get a Phantom. Like there's might be no way. Oh yeah, in 1.14 you can get them as a morning gift. Okay, it doesn't say. Like, so I really don't like that anyway, so never mind. Are name tags in there? I think they are. Yeah, name tags are in here. Name tags, saddles, cookies, Heart of the Sea. Yeah, I'm starting to feel like we're pretty good. Name tags are what killed me. Yeah, I feel like they're fair. Like you can fish them, you can trade for them, you can find them in chests, so you have options to go for. But they are supposed to be difficult. Like I feel like part of a successful sacrifice run, it's very likely that you set up a village and start developing it. You can trade for them, yes, but they are also like, maybe they should be higher. I don't know. There's 60. Together with saddles, I mean... 5 times name tag. Oh, ouch. Saddles are the same, right? So... Name tags are harder than saddles, so saddles can be found in dungeons and I think temples. So can name tags though, right? Village chest, okay. Name tags can be found in 28.3 of all dungeons chests, 42.3% of all chest minecarts in abandoned mineshafts, and 28.3% of all woodland mansion chests in stacks of 1. Can be fished up, can be traded for 20 to 22 emeralds. Yeah. Is it just me, or is this music very much repeating itself? We're gonna switch over. Let's do Crinkles again. Spectral arrows might be a thing. I have glowstone in here somewhere. But it's an interesting combo thing to get spectral. A glowstone block is essentially the same thing as a spectral arrow without the arrow. Tipped arrows are way up there, and I don't think they really make sense. So maybe a spectral arrow could be a thing. Put it at maybe 20. I feel like spectral arrows are way easier to get than ender pearls, golden apples. Maybe they're, but then glowstone blocks are pretty simple to get too. Maybe it's just that these things need to be actually more difficult. Saddles can be found in stronghold chests, in village chests, in dungeon chests, in desert temple chests, jungle temple chests, nether fortress chests. Okay, saddles are way easier. Name tags are only easier if you find a mine shaft. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna take name tags and we're gonna bump them up a little bit. Maybe we'll put name tags at 75. No, I'm actually gonna put these all the way up to 100. Glistening melons. I mean, it's just essentially a melon. I think we're gonna leave it there. I don't think there are terribly many interesting items that we haven't covered. The only ones that I find interesting are ones that would be interesting to add at a low level, but that were, let's see, where they would be interesting to add at a low level, but they are also dependent on biome. Like, well, dried kelp blocks, for instance, would be a thing. So I think we'll do this for now. Now we need to code in all of the detections for these. So basically, I need the sacrifice file. Here we go. Oh boy. Apple? Huh. Cobweb should be higher too if name tags are that high. No, I don't agree with that at all. Because cobwebs are found in every single mineshaft, and if you find a mineshaft, you can find lots of them. Whereas name tags are still like chest things. Like cobwebs are still up here at 30. I think I'll keep it this way. We'll see. We'll have to see. Just higher. I mean, I did move it up, didn't I? I moved it up from 20 to 30. Which is a 50% increase in difficulty. I think we'll leave it. Alright, so from the top, coal blocks is old, iron, leather, brick blocks are new. So we'll need to do that one. And that's, let's try to keep them in order. So after feather, they're not going to be like entirely into, okay. Copy this. So current tag is brick. Whoa. Okay, no, never mind. Brick block. The thing on the ground is a brick. What is it? Bricks. Because of course. Also, you keep missing my message that you set T20 to 30 instead of T30. Thank you. No, I didn't. Like everybody's just like highlighting that now. Thank you. Just gonna pour a little bit of a drink. Treasure map? I did not. However, I do include an item that is only findable via treasure maps. So, alright, leaves are there, bones, rotten flesh, gunpowder, string, apple, black wool. I think I removed the clownfish ones. Where are these things? Okay, we'll just string. Black wool goes here. Alright, so black wool, then Minecraft colon black wool block, I think. No, just black wool. I am wrong on all of them. The treasure maps are the same item, regardless if they're opened or not, so... Terracotta... Now, let's ignore those. Okay, so the next thing... lava bucket, fish buckets. Good times. Alright, so fish bucket. They are different types, I think. So that's a puffer fish bucket, salmon bucket, cod bucket, or tropical fish bucket. Puffer fish bucket. Oh, look at that. How the heck did it know that one? Salmon bucket. It's called bucket. What the heck is going on here? Oh, there's a missing new line. Tropical underscore fish underscore bucket. Which is also in here. Oh, dang. They're actually counted as clown. I guess I just did that when I upgraded or something. Alright, so those... Right, because if the gods ask for a puffer fish, and you come there with a puffer fish in a bucket, it should be accepted, I think was my basic level of reasoning there. Which kind of seems fair to me. Okay, so that would be that. Snow block. So we'll just put it anywhere here. What's that? Snow block? Oh, it's just snow, isn't it? Because the other one is snowball. Snow block. I'm just consistently wrong on these today. Right, so poisonous potato. Would be cool if when you sacrifice a puffer fish bucket, it would leave a water bucket. I mean, that wouldn't be terribly difficult to do, but it would just be like just extra. Poisonous underscore potato. Alright. Snowblock is here. Poisonous potatoes there. It wouldn't be at all hard to implement, actually. Like, I already do a whole boatload of calculations Whoa. For making sure that you get the right amount of items left in the stack. Okay, bookshelf, quartz blocks, redstone blocks, pufferfish, glowstone blocks, lapis blocks, cake. Those are all in there. Golden apple, emerald, ender pearl, cobweb, slime ball, anvil, blaze rod, diamond, nautilus shell is new, netherwork block is new, music disc is new. Whew. Welcome back, Jock. Where are these in the order? They're under diamond, so let's put them there, I suppose. So, nautilus shell, which is a nautilus underscore shell. Yeah. Alright, and then nether wart block. Putting a fish bucket into a furnace gives an iron ingot. The furnace just burns the fish alive. What? Still third in bits? Y'all need to shear more. Agreed. What's another wart block? Nether underscore wart underscore block. Yep. Okay. And then we had music disc. Oh, this will be the fun one. Whoa. Oh, now I'm being silly. Music disc. Okay. So this, I guess we'll just do this with it. Music disc. No. Okay. Music underscore disc. And we'll just do all of them. How many are you? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, so we'll have 12 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright. So 13. Oh god. Cat. Blocks. Chirp. Can you use item tags and NBT matching? No. This is why this is a mess. This is an exact match of just like thing. Field. Stall. Strad. Word 11 and wait. Cool. Yeah, that's a bit of a shame. It's this way less of like a hard thing than it used to be. Because these used to just be like you used to have to list things in so many cases for commands, but now you don't anymore. So I'm just happy about that. Like the fact that I could remove like 64 lines of things when I upgraded to 113 and just replace them with one. Or like a few calculations. So good. DC. Still in first place in the Streamlabs leaderboard, yeah. Maybe I should enable that on the as an extension thing. €50. Yeah, that was very nice of you. Thank you again. worthy spot in the first place. Name tags are there. Obsidian, enchanting, gas tube, cream, and crystal grapes, coarse fruit, and rods we added. There are no end rods in the overworld generated anywhere, are there? And rod. And underscore rod. With the skill sponge, totem of dying. Yeah, okay. We're all done. All done. Some of these are not like fully up to date. Doesn't matter, because they're all like hinged on which one is selected. So I think we're pretty much done with that. There's essentially one more bug that I would like to deal with, and that is, let's see, survival. If I show you this, basically I can do this. I take this out, and now I've duplicated this, which, I don't know, it's not great. I think you can smelt this and get a nugget or something. But this should have, these are supposed to have, okay, let's do this actually. Let's take two of them. They're supposed to have Curse of Binding. And I don't know why they don't. Something is wrong in the command that sets them up. That's not what I needed. What I was going to do is take an anvil and actually put Curse of Binding on it. Okay, so did I get entity as inventory? Can I? Slot 0 and slot 1. Duh. Okay. Slot 0 dot item. Nope. Okay. What am I looking for? Tag. Ench. One question that you should also ask yourself is how varied you want the items to be. If there's 100 items for every difficulty, then the player would just hoard everything. I don't know if you do. What the heck? Alright, so hold up. Let me get rid of everything in my inventory. Oh, apparently I already did. That isn't these two. So am I being stupid, or are these two like identical? Enchantments. Oh, it's like a completely different thing now. So this one shows, are they under tag? Enchantment. Oh. But this one won't have it then, so I just like missed upgrading that. So it's called enchantments instead of ench. Makes sense. Thank you very much. So where in the world is that? That's in the game loop, right? Oh, right, which is not here anymore. Which is in actually game loop. So the chainmail helmet, if you don't have chainmail helmet, yeah, failure I think is the thing that sets up the helmet actually. Yes, right. So here, this ench needs to be an enchantment. That should be it. Reload. Why am I in mode? Actually, it's okay. So that's interesting too. So I have these two in my. I have these two in my inventory. That's why it doesn't redo it, I suppose. So if I do that, I get a new one, and this one I can't take out. Okay, cool. Cool. So that's done. And that was basically the last bug fix, I think. Okay. Dead items list and bug fix. Help. Alright, so I just upped that onto GitHub. But that should mean that if you just take... So what I'm gonna do later is I'm gonna remove all of the world files from GitHub. Hello. You were really weak. I'm gonna remove all the world files from GitHub so that you only get the data pack, and then rewrite that text, I guess. But then basically we have a beta version, and I'd encourage as many people as possible to try it out and to, if you record it, if you stream it, throw me a link so I can watch it. If not, like, write down what your impressions are. Then yeah, that's that, I suppose. Somebody asked before if we was gonna do a run on it. I'm not, because it's a little. We've already ran for what, 3 hours plus. So I'm not. I don't want to do start another run. Maybe we can do one during the week. It's looking like it's gonna be a pretty busy week though, so probably not. There we go. Actually, respawn. I am in. I'm in. What? Please put me in first person. Thank you. All right. Day 4, score 299. Sacrifices 0. Good. Very low score. That kind of makes sense. I think that's seconds, right? The score is how many seconds you stayed alive. So anyway, we're gonna leave it off at that. While the phantoms keep screaming. All right, so yeah, I can't come up with anything else I want to do right now. So please do try it. I really do encourage you to try it. So the next step is kind of to get more info on the balancing and stuff, and especially the scaling of it. My impression is that it's roughly kind of good, but yeah, it seems pretty good to me, but it does need a lot of like polish and stuff. So please do try it out. I might do a test run. I don't know exactly when, but it would be really good to see how other people play it too. I've really enjoyed watching No Leaf Clover and Zam play it. What to do next? Get something to eat. Have a good evening. Please accept our thanks for the stream. Well, thank you very much. I will indeed. It's been awesome. So thank you very much, everybody. We're gonna go to an outro. I'm gonna see if I can find somebody to raid. Some good person out there. Nobody on my list right now, but see if I can figure somebody out. Thank you very much. See you later.